shows over there, the Muay Thai
Yeah, the Muay
shows.
Thai, great.
This is why he's doing that.
Yeah, that was low.
Shouldn't laugh. Oh, big overhand right by Sadava. Punches. Have a look at this.
He's bombing away though. And once a Muay Thai fighter, always.
Yeah.
Alright, so you watched my last video, practiced a few punches, and thought to yourself, you know what? I can take on anybody. So you found the nearest boxing gym and challenged the best guy in there to a sparring match. You soon ran into a problem, however, which is that your opponent also watched my last video, and he knew a thing or two about throwing punches. After taking a few hard shots to the gut and noggin, you said to yourself, Jack, you never told me that people would actually throw punches back at me. Why would you let me go do something like this without first teaching me everything? But of course you didn't say that as clear as that because you're missing a few teeth now. But have no fear, I'm going to teach you how to keep the rest of your teeth attached to your skull. It's time that you learn some defense. Before we get started, you need to know that in boxing or any combat sport for that matter, no matter how good your defense is, you will get hit sometimes. It's just a fact of the sport. When you do get hit, don't worry. Stay calm, it's not the end of the world. If you freak out, you're going to make it worse, and if you start throwing wildly to try to get back at your opponent, you're going to get clocked. With that said, let's get into some defense. Alright, so the easiest and least recommended way of defending yourself is by blocking. This form of defense isn't the greatest because it keeps the pressure on you and it makes it easy for your opponent to set you up for a shot. That said, if you're in a bit of a pinch, knowing how to properly block will save your hide. There are 3 basic ways of blocking. The first way of blocking is for straight punches and uppercuts to the head. To do this block, all you have to do is put your hands in front of your face, keeping them on your face. If your block hovers in front of your face, your opponent will just hit your gloves into your face and you'll pretty much just hit yourself. With your hands on your face, make a little hole in between your gloves that you can see through, like a tunnel. Never completely cover your face up, you won't be able to see what's coming at you and you're likely to get popped by a shot that you didn't see coming. Finally, while holding this block, keep it tight. You should feel your chest muscles flexing while holding this block. This makes it harder for your opponent to punch through your block. The next block is for hooks to the head. This one is fairly straightforward. All you need to do is bring the hand on whichever side you want to block up to your ear, kind of like you're cupping your ear. While doing this block, your elbow should be sticking straight out in front of you. The last way of blocking is for body shots, and to do this one, just tilt your body down so that your elbow and arm are covering the area you want to cover. Never, ever drop your hands when trying to block the body. Your opponent will see this and hit the opening. Alright, the next form of defense is called parrying, and this is used to deflect jabs and crosses to the head. Parrying is better than blocking because it helps keep the pressure off of you, it doesn't shorten your line of sight, and it's easy to counter off of a parry. There are 2 ways of parrying. You can either quickly pat down your opponent's fist, or you can turn your fist into their punch, but either way, the same effect occurs. To do the pat down, all you have to do is let your opponent's punch come close to your face. If it's a left, parry with the right, and if it's a right, parry with the left. Then, without moving your elbows, slap your opponent's fist down. Keep in mind that the parry is a small movement. Your slap should not extend down below your neck, nor should you extend it out at all to reach for the punch. Doing either of those things will leave you exposed. For the turning fist parry, it's the same movement as the pat down parry, but instead of slapping your opponent's fist, you turn your hand so that you can see your palm while driving your hand into your opponent's punch. The final and best way to defend yourself is to not get hit at all. Dodging punches allows you to retain your full mobility, sets up counter shots, and can be used to defend against headshots. The first way of dodging is called slipping, which is used to dodge jabs and crosses. To slip, all you need to do is rotate the shoulder opposite to the side that you want to slip to onto the outside of your opponent's punch. For example, if a left is coming your way, take your left shoulder and rotate it forward and to the right. If you want to get closer to your opponent, you can also slip and take a step forward at the same time. The second way of dodging is called rolling, which is used for dodging hooks and crosses. To roll, bend at the knees and move under the punch you want to dodge to the outside of the punch and come back up. For example, if you're dodging a left hook, you want to roll to the right. The roll is also used for dodging the cross, but typically only after you have already slipped a jab. Keep in mind that while you are rolling, keep your hands up and never look down. Always keep your eyes on your opponent. You know, defense is great and all, but after a while you're going to get tired of having punches being thrown your way. And I only know of one way to get someone to stop hitting you, and that's by hitting them back. More specifically, while they're trying to hit you. This is called counterpunching, and if you can get the hang of this, you can make anyone scared to throw a punch at you. Before I get into punching, however, there's something that I need you to understand, and that's counterpunching is not letting your opponent do what they want and then throwing your punches. No. Counterpunching is interrupting your opponent's attack and using their forward momentum against them. Counterpunching can be done off of the three forms of defense: blocking, parrying, and dodging. To counterpunch off of a block, let your opponent land their shot and with the same side that you blocked with, fire a punch back at them and try to hit them before they can bring their fist back to their face. To counterpunch off of a parry, all you have to do is parry a punch and fire a shot to the side that you deflected. An incredibly useful parry counterpunch is to parry a left jab with your left hand, and before your opponent can fire off with the right, you launch your own jab over the hand you just parried. To counterpunch off of a slip, you can simply just hit the body with a straight left if you're slipping to the right, and a straight right if you're slipping to the left. To counterpunch off of a roll, you can simply hit the body with hooks as you roll, or you can come up after completing the roll and hit the head with hooks, or if you're close enough, you can come up with an uppercut. Alright, thank you for watching my video on the basics of defense and counterpunching. Make sure that you stick around for when I teach you some advanced techniques. But for now, stay safe, be smart, have fun, and have a good day.